Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming my pregnancy update weeks 23 through 27. This is my last update in my second trimester, and then only a few more and my little girl will be here, and I cannot believe it. I am ready, also terrified, but mainly ready. So I have some symptoms to talk to you guys about today, just some things that have been on my mind in this pregnancy or in this month. And I have bought a few things, so I'll go over that and I'll show you my bump. But I don't have that much this month, so this should be a pretty quick video depending on how much I talk, which is a lot, as most of you know. So I'm just gonna jump right on into it. This symptom hasn't been the entire month of this pregnancy, but it started probably in the middle of the month, and it's been pretty constant. So extreme exhaustion, and I read that that starts kicking back in the end of your second one, because there's just a lot going on at the end of your second trimester and in your third one. But I mean, that's really something that goes away in your first one normally, and I tell you what, it has been a struggle. Of course, it doesn't really happen as bad on the weekend, or if I can just like nap or something, I'm not sure. But it happens when I'm on campus all day, and it is rough. Like, it feels like I've been drugged. Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm kind of sleepy. It's like, holy crap, I cannot open my eyes. They feel like 10 pounds. And it's I don't want to say it's scary, but like, you kind of feel like you're getting sick, and obviously you aren't. It's just awful, and like, you can't concentrate, and I have a lot I have to do every day on campus, and so that's been really difficult to deal with. And then second, I noticed some dried milk in my nipples. Actually, I didn't know it was dried milk. It was like this creamy yellowy color, but it was hard, and I was like, well, it's not milk, it's not a liquid. And I asked my doctor at my 24-week appointment, and I was like, there's something in my nipples. I don't think it's not milk because it's not a liquid. And she was like, no, it's milk, it's just drying before it comes out, which actually makes a lot of sense. So she said, since I'm experiencing that, and it's a lot, like it's like almost my entire like top of my nipple is like white or a creamy color, which I was really concerned about. It was really weird. But she said it would probably turn into a liquid. And the other day it did. It wasn't a lot by any means, but I ran to the store and got nursing pads because I didn't want, my luck, I would start lactating like on campus in the middle of the day, couldn't go home to change, or I wouldn't have a jacket to like go back to my car and get something. And so I put a couple of nursing pads in my backpack and a couple in my purse, so I will be prepared if I end up lactating way more than I should be at this point, because that's what happened to my mom. So I'm pretty sure it's a genetic thing. Next is a lot of hair coming out of my head when I'm showering or when I comb my hair. I mean, I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine. It's not thin, it's just very like fine strands of hair. And so my hair does, and it's really long, and so my hair does get tangled really easily. But it has been so bad when I wash my hair, which I wash my hair like maybe twice a week. I have to I mean, I already hate washing my hair because it takes forever, but when I get out of the shower to comb my hair out and then put it up in a towel, it takes like 10 minutes because it is getting so ratted. So much hair comes out, and it's kind of scary. I'm like, is my hair falling out? Like, I don't think I look like I'm balding or anything. Like, I don't notice any like bald spots. And I read that like some of your hair falls out after you give birth because you were growing so much in your pregnancy and it was getting thicker, that your hair, like, head's going back to normal, and sometimes you can have a few bald spots. But I'm like, is this happening now, or is it just because my hair is growing more and so more is falling out? I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's like any thinner or anything, but it's a lot of hair, like chunks, and it's disgusting. Next is I've been having Braxton Hicks, and either I'm a really big baby or everybody's different, which is obviously true too, or some of you have been lying because some people would say that they're not painful, they're just uncomfortable. Mine kind of hurt. Like I have to stop what I'm doing and I like just have to sit there. The other day I had a really bad one when I was shopping with my mom, and I was doubled over, and the sales associate came and she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's just some pregnancy pains." And she was like, "Okay." I think she thought I was going into labor. And I know I'm not, because they're not consistent at all. But they do hurt. And I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, they're just uncomfortable." And I'm like, either this means that you've been lying, or mine are just way worse than yours, or I'm a huge baby in actual labor and actual contractions are going to suck. So keep you posted on that. Next is my cravings. So I've always liked sweets, like dessert. I've always loved dessert. I mean, who doesn't like dessert? But it has gotten out of hand. Not to the point where I am eating like a whole cake or cake 3 times a day or something like that. No. And I monitor it and I don't let myself indulge that much. But the craving is there, and I'm just like, I could really go for some chocolate. Like honestly, I could skip dinner completely or a meal and just have my sweet. Obviously I don't do that, and I don't let myself do that. And when I do have sweets, it's like I still have candy from, I just have like the single size, like 1 Reese's cup or 1 peanut butter squared. And so it's not like it's a whole candy bar or anything. I monitor it really well, but it's just ridiculous how much I want to just eat a whole bag of candy. It's insane. I finally got back to my starting weight that I started at when I got pregnant. Started at 132, and that was a couple pounds over what I normally am, but we just got back from our honeymoon, so we were kind of eating like crap. And I lost 13 pounds in my first trimester from being really sick, and so that was awful. But so I got down to 119, and mainly I was only 119 for a little bit, but mainly 120. And I finally got back to 132, and I weighed myself yesterday and I'm 133, so I'm 1 pound over. So I'm very happy about that. My doctor hasn't been concerned or anything. It's just, I'm just now getting back to where I've started. So now I consider that I've gained 1 pound, not 13 pounds, or not 11 pounds. I consider it 1 pound, because 120 is not normal for me. That's like me starving myself pretty much, and which is what was happening. So I'm very happy about that. I am getting so uncomfortable, and I have so much longer left. Like that's, I think, what is kind of freaking me out, is that, and I've heard your 3rd trimester is very uncomfortable. Like that's why your 2nd one's so blissful, because you're not sick anymore, most likely, and you're most likely not going to be like achy and just uncomfortable in your own body. And I 100% agree with that. I am so uncomfortable. My stomach is tight and hard and it hurts. My back hurts. I'm not having any swelling, but my knees are like just struggling with this extra weight and just like a different center of gravity and everything. And I'm tired, and I'm just like, I told my friend, I was like, honestly, it's gotten so bad that I would much rather give birth at this point than be pregnant anymore. She's like, you still have like 3 months left. And I was like, yeah, I know, don't remind me. But gosh, I'd rather just give birth and get this over with, because I am very uncomfortable. Insomnia has been an issue, and my app said that, and then I like to watch pregnancy updates for the week that I'm in, just to like see what everybody else has experienced at this stage. And everybody said that they are having a really hard time sleeping. Last week, Friday, I woke up at 4 in the morning, wide awake, but like I was so tired, but I couldn't sleep, so I was up all day. That sucked. Saturday morning, woke up at 3 a.m. up all morning. Sunday morning, got to sleep in a little bit, and I didn't wake up until 6. So far during the school week, I don't have to wake up until 9 to get ready, but I I've never been able to sleep in that late. I normally wake up around 7:30, 7:45. But recently, I mean, I've been able to sleep till 7, but that's still really early. So I just like meander around the house, like do some housework, eat breakfast really slow, get ready, take my time. So, and it's not on that, I don't want to say I wake up rested. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm ready for the day. It's like, why am I wide awake? Like, I'm so tired. Like, my body is exhausted, my eyes are so tired, but I cannot sleep. And that also makes being uncomfortable harder because you're just so sleepy and your body is exhausted, but it can't sleep. And I've read some theories behind it that your body's kind of getting ready to have a baby in your life and getting ready for the frequent feedings at nighttime and stuff. So, I mean, that makes sense. Still sucks, but it makes sense. So who knows if that's actually true. I have been getting a lot of movement from her. Like, it is insane. I cannot even. Does this girl sleep? That is my question right now. She's actually not moving right now. And I'm like, oh, she's sleeping finally. And I think I said this in my last one, maybe not. But obviously I love feeling her and I love knowing that she's okay. And there are some people who, I mean, if you haven't felt your baby move yet, that kind of seems really weird to me at this stage at 27 weeks. But there are some people who don't, maybe their baby isn't as active, or maybe they have a anterior placenta, so they don't feel it as much or as strong. And so I can see, like, that's why I feel bad. I don't want to say I'm complaining, but there are times when it's definitely annoying and I'm like, can you please just sleep and give me a break? Because it's really hard to focus and talk to someone when there is literally someone kicking you. It is very hard. Or sleeping or driving. Sometimes she like wakes up. I am assuming that's what is happening. She wakes up and she moves, and it scares me after she's been sleeping for maybe 10 minutes, and it makes me jump. Or she started this thing where if I'm like taking notes in class and my arms kind of resting on my belly, she will kick that spot, like, get out of my space. And I'm like, excuse me, you're in my body, so you're technically in my space, get over it. But it's really cute. It's just sometimes it's really just like, seriously, go to sleep. I read that you would be sleeping a lot more and it doesn't really feel like you are. But I got a really cool video of her moving and it's very visible, so I will insert that now. Next is, okay, that's actually it for my symptoms. So now I just want to talk about a few things that have been on my mind. And one thing, I finally finished my birth plan. And when I say birth plan, I do not mean like this, I'm set on this, I'm not changing this. Like, this is what I envision it as, this is what I would like to do. This is my vision of a perfect delivery. Obviously that rarely happens, and if it does, awesome, I feel very lucky. But I downloaded a document, I think it's from Baby Center or maybe The Bump. I'll link the website down below because I was just gonna make my own. No, there's a lot to be included and a lot, just like little things, and I was like, no, it would be so much easier to just download a template and check mark what I want personally from mine, and if you wanted to add anything you can. So I'll link that down below because I can't really remember where I got that from. It took me a while to find one that I actually liked. But one thing on that I want to talk about, just because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, and it is a pretty new thing and it's still kind of weird, I guess, but I mean, I try to be as natural as the next person and like use pretty natural things, but I am not some person who buys organic foods. Like, unless there's like no more regular bananas and there's only organic ones, I'll buy the organic ones then. But like, that stuff doesn't really matter to me, I guess, and maybe it should, I don't know. But I had read, even before I got pregnant, even before we were thinking about it, I had talked about it with another person who has a baby, and there's something called placenta encapsulation, and it's not eating your placenta. Like, calm down, everybody. Because when I told my friends I was doing it, that's what they thought at first. And I was like, I am not eating my placenta. That's disgusting. No offense to anybody that did it, but I'm sorry, that's weird. But it's, your placenta is made into vitamins, and it's dehydrated and ground up and put into a pill casing. You're not going to taste it. It's probably not going to taste good, but it's probably just going to taste just as good as your prenatals. Like, my prenatals taste disgusting. But I've read so many good things about it, and it's not really anything, like, there's no reason not to. Like, it's not going to harm you at all, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But it helps with developing your milk supply. It helps with your uterus contracting back to size. It helps with postpartum depression, which I've already struggled with depression in my younger years, and I've battled with it before. And I'm still dealing with my dad passing away. And then John and I are moving soon, and we just have a lot of changes. So I want to be proactive about that. And I was already susceptible to postpartum depression, and I was like, and all these changes are happening. So I wanted to be proactive about it and maybe stop it before it could even begin. And you can take them, I would have to look back online, but honestly, just Google placenta encapsulation benefits, because there are so many. Like, it is amazing. And I found someone in the city that's near where I live, and she is it's only 150. It's a little more for me because she's going to be driving here to get my placenta. So I think it's 250 with like the mileage and what she charges for like for like gas and stuff. But that's still not that bad. And she picks it up within like 1 second. I text her like, hey, I've delivered, my placenta is here. She drives, comes and gets it, and has my pills back to me within 24 hours of picking out my placenta. So that's awesome. And you take 1 or 2 a day, I can't remember, but it produces, I think she said a normal placenta produces about 50 pills. Oh yeah, I think so. But I was just like, yep, I'm doing this. Like, and I told John, and he was kind of like, that's kind of, it's kind of weird. And I was like, just look at it. And then he researched it a little bit, called me later, and he was like, yes, like, there's no reason not to. Unless it's super expensive in your area. I thought it was going to be really expensive here, just because it's Kansas. Like, I didn't even think anybody would maybe do it here, but if it's not that expensive, like, why not? Like, it's not going to make you sick or anything. So I'm really excited about that. All I have to do is take a cooler to the hospital and then have them put ice in it and put my placenta on ice, and she comes and gets the cooler and takes it back to her clinic and does all the stuff and then brings me the pills. So I'm really excited about that. I've been pretty stressed out, and I'm trying not to be, because that's not necessarily the best thing for the baby. But I'm just realizing how much stuff I have to do before she's here, and all of it is really stuff I can't do until like the last month. Luckily, I'm done with school after this semester, so I will just be home and I will have all my time dedicated to that. But I just have so much to do, to clean her clothes. I have to wash her clothes, I have to wash her bedding, I have to wash our bedding, I have to pack my hospital bag, baby's hospital bag, John's hospital bag. I have to clean the apartment. I want to have our carpet professionally cleaned and our couch professionally cleaned. I want to get Duke groomed. I'm having family come up. I'm having my brother-in-law stay with us to take care of Duke while we're in the hospital. My mother-in-law is going to be in the room with us, so she's going to be coming up. I'm going to have to get some stuff that's not going to be purchased on my registry, because I don't expect everybody to buy everything. Just little, like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. And I'm like registered at the hospital, and it's just a lot. And so I'm realizing like, oh, I have a lot to do for she's here, and I can't really do it until later. So that's been a little stressful. I'm trying to calm myself down and be like, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out. And then lastly, we've already had people asking us when we're gonna have another baby. Seriously, people? What? Mainly like family or like family friends are like, when are you gonna have another? And I'm like, she is still inside me. I think you should wait a little bit after she's here before you ask that. But we did talk about it, just because I mean, we're moving to North Carolina in less than 6 months, I think. And so it's just, and there's just a lot going on, and we need to talk about, like, if we're really don't want one, we need to figure out how we're going to prevent that, because I don't want to go back on birth control. I've been on it way too long before, and luckily it wasn't that hard for, like, on my body to get off of it, but it's just so much hormone, and I really didn't enjoy being on it. And so we talked about it, and we're pretty much taking the same mindset that we did when we were trying for Rory, that we're kind of just gonna let things happen. We're not gonna be doing anything to necessarily prevent it, but we're not going to be actively trying, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. But we aren't going to be using any like contraception or anything of any form. But there is something called natural family planning. If you don't know what that is, I don't know enough about it to tell you all the great things about it or how it works necessarily. I just know like how it works for my body, and I literally just Googled it. So I just suggest just Googling it, because you will find a ton of information about it. But it's pretty much just using your body's cues to know when you're ovulating, when you're not, when you're close to your period. I'm so sorry, told you I'm exhausted. So TMI, but you can track like your cervical fluid changes, like your discharge changes when you're about to ovulate, when you are ovulating, and when you're done ovulating. And so, which we actually used that when you were trying for Rory, and that helped. You can get a basal body thermometer, which is the same thing as a regular thermometer. It just does it by 2 decimal points and not just 1. So it's a lot more accurate. And you don't, like, my friend was like, do you put it up your vagina? No, you do it orally. Like I said, it's just a regular thermometer, and you track it. You like have it on your bedside table. You get it before you get out of bed every morning at the same time, or at least close to the same time, within an hour. And when there's a spike is when you're about to ovulate, or when you have ovulated. I can't remember. It's been almost 7 months since I've had to do this, so I don't remember. But so there's a lot of, and there's a couple of other ones. I can't remember what you can like your cervix and like the height of it, but that's weird to me, so I didn't do that. But if that's something you're interested in, by all means. But I just tracked all that information on Ovia Fertility, which is the fertility app or the pregnancy app I have, and it really helped, and I got pregnant within a month. So I mean, everybody's different, so obviously that might not happen for everybody, but that's pretty much what we're planning. So there's a chance that I could be pregnant really soon. There's a chance, and I will be breastfeeding, so some people can't get pregnant while they're breastfeeding because they just don't have enough hormones to do both, to have a period and to lactate. So, and some people have an abundance of hormones and they can do both and get pregnant within a couple months of giving birth. So we're not actively trying to stop a pregnancy, but we're not actively trying to get pregnant. We're kind of just letting life happen, letting God happen. And if I'm supposed to have a baby, then another baby, then it'll happen, I guess. So that's kind of what we told people. And we don't really have a feeling that we should, but we don't have a feeling that we shouldn't. That's kind of what happened with Rory. We had a feeling, like we sat down one night and we're like, I just feel like we need to have a baby. And John had the same feeling, and it had changed within an hour. Like an hour before that, I was like telling people not for a couple of years. And then within an hour, I was like, well, I think we need to talk about this. And then we started trying the next day. Like I stopped taking my birth control and I got pregnant within a month. So that's kind of what we're gonna assume is gonna happen again, because planning things, it doesn't work. So we're not gonna even try anymore. But that's it for symptoms and stuff that's just been on my mind lately. So I will talk about what I've bought this month, which is almost nothing. But the first thing is, like I said, nursing pads. I just wanted to show which ones that I got. I got the Lansinoh Stay Dry nursing pads. It's the medium. It's the medium leak proof coverage. I don't know. I got a 60 count. I just got mine at Target. They do make, what do they make? They make ones that, because these are disposable, so you just use them once. They do make ones that are washable, but the people I've watched on YouTube have said that those have less, like, they don't hold as much liquid as the disposable ones, which is really weird to me. So I didn't, and they're a little more expensive, so I didn't want to get them right now. I'm gonna try these first. Again, they are disposable, so that kind of sucks for the, like, the environment and stuff, but I didn't really know what to go with. So yeah, but they just look like this. There's one in each. They're little half moons, and you just open it up. I don't want to open it because it's a waste. And you just open and take the sticky off, and you stick it on the inside of your bra. So if you didn't know how nursing pads work, but they look like they would be promising, and then I can use them even if I don't ever start actually lactating a lot. That I need these, I'll need them after I give birth, so it's fine. Another thing I bought is I bought another pair of maternity leggings, same pair that I talked about in my, I don't remember what pregnancy update that was. I'll put a card in, but the same exact pair. So I got them at Motherhood Maternity. I just want another pair because I wear these a lot, so I did not want to wear them out that quickly. And then we also bought Rory's stroller and car seat, my diaper bag, and my rock or glider for nursing at nighttime, so, or anytime, I guess. So, but those aren't in yet, so I'm not going to show those. I'll talk about that in my next update. But we did get her bassinet actually a while ago, and I think I planned on talking about it in my last update, but I totally forgot. So I'm gonna show you guys that and my bump, and then we're done. So okay, I'm going to show you the bassinet that we got for Rory. We got it a few weeks ago. Like I said, I planned on mentioning it in my last update. Totally forgot. Pregnancy brain is a real thing. So we got it from Babies R Us. I will link it below. It's the Ingenuity brand. I don't know if that's a really good brand, but it's really big, and it's probably not going to show up very well on camera. So just bear with me. Okay, this is the bassinet. It has wood legs right here, and then this is like a quilted material, but it's also see-through, and it's breathable. And then this is like a soft plush material, and this is just the mattress. So, and this is all of like I don't know, I kept it in here because I didn't know where to put it, but I didn't want to lose it because it's like how to get your warranty and everything. But, and this is detachable. The little, I don't even know what you call this, but yes, it just attaches right here, and you can take it off or on, and you can fold it back. And yeah, but this thing is huge. It fits a baby up until 6 months, which is awesome because when we move, she'll be around 6 months. So I wanted something that was gonna be small enough for our apartment, but also would fit her until we moved, and then we would have more room for like a crib and an actual nursery. But yeah, it's really nice. It came just folded up in half. Like there's little straps right here, and I don't even know how to do it. John did it. And you just pull it up, and it comes folded. So we got it on sale. It's originally $130, I think, and we got it on sale for $90, I think. But I will link it down below. It's on Babies R Us, and they have sales all the time. So I really like it. It's like I said, it's huge, and I just need to find some sheets that will fit it. I don't think Ingenuity sells any sheets, but I can just get a pair of oval and just like tuck them under, so it doesn't need to be that secure because she's not going to be underneath the sheet or anything. But yeah, that was a bassinet that we got. I love it. It's very big, and I just messed that up. Whoops. But yeah, that is her best bassinet, and where she will be sleeping in just a few short months. I cannot believe it. But this is it. It's very large, and she's in there. It is so hard. I can't even, like, see how the skin over here like goes in a little bit and this doesn't go in at all. So, but this is it from the front. My belly button's about to pop out. And this is it from the other side. So yes, this is 27 weeks. And I cannot believe it. I feel huge. Okay guys, that is it for my pregnancy update, weeks 23 through 27. I cannot believe I'm this far along already, and that my last trimester I'm about to start my last trimester. Like, that's insane to me. So, which means that she will be here in 3 months or less, which blows my mind. I'm ready, but also terrified to be a parent. But I think that's pretty common. But I'm planning on maybe doing updates every 2 weeks in my last trimester, just because a lot happens. You have a lot of appointments, so if anything, if my doctor tells me anything, so I'm planning on doing that. But yeah, I thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, make sure you subscribe, and I will be back in the next few days with another video. Bye guys.